going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of JB360. We have here the Turboant V8. I would say this is Turboant's premier long-range commuter. This features a dual battery setup. We have one battery over here on the stem of the scooter and also another battery here on the deck. Both batteries are about 7.5 amp hours combined, which make up about 15 amp hours, and it's running off of a 36 volt setup, the 450 watt motor, and this is exclusively a front motor only scooter, no motor in the back, so a lot of that power is generated from the front here. So the V8 actually also features a quick latch storage system with the stem. So if I hit this security lock right here, so to fully bring down the scooter, bring that latch down, and then you can fold the scooter down as well, like so. But it folds pretty easy, just like so. Easy for storage, easy for traversing or taking with you on the train or on the bus and whatnot. Pretty compact. I will say though that this scooter is actually kind of heavy. It weighs about 47 pounds, which is a little bit on the hefty side. So kind of like one arming it would be a little bit taxing, especially when bringing it upstairs and stuff like that. So definitely want to two arm this kind of scooter because it is holding two batteries, which does add to the weight. All right, so now to bring the scooter back up, we're going to bring this latch down like so, and then bring the stem up like this. And as you see there, the latch will come right back up. All you need to do to secure it is just make sure that it snaps into place like that. Another thing I like about the scooter actually is the sort of built-in kickstand. This kind of like folds right into the frame, as you guys can see over here. It's pretty incognito, which is kind of nice. I like the design that they went with, and yeah, it's pretty good, pretty sturdy. Now this scooter also features a single drum brake on the rear, so braking power is generated from the back of the scooter. And then you have this little bell here, over here. Might as well go to the dash since we're in this area already. So the power button is over here. To turn on and off the scooter, you would hold down the power button, like so. Now to turn on the headlight, you would just hit the power button once. And you see the indicator over there with the headlight. And you got that little headlight over there in the front, right? And then to cycle through modes, so we have 3 speed modes. I believe it's Eco, Normal, and Sport. So to cycle through the modes, you want to hit the power button twice. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but right now it's on mode 1. Cycle to mode 2, and then mode 3. I like that little sort of little tone that it has, that little sound that basically indicates that you're switching modes, which is really nice. Also over here on the dash, if you guys can see, we have the battery indicator, which is like this kind of cool like semicircle design here, and basically indicates the battery levels for each. So these batteries are actually paralleled and are able to charge separately. So you can actually take this battery out and charge it separately in this like dock that comes with the scooter, or you could charge it through the port over here. So say like you take this battery out and you have just the deck, you could just charge the deck, or when you remove this battery here, you can charge it separately as well. So these batteries, I believe, are connected with some sort of like battery blender, so it doesn't matter if the voltages match, they'll end up balancing each other out, which is really nice. All right, so that's the cockpit here. I'm going to show you guys actually how to disengage the battery. Let's turn off the scooter first over here. Now this latch right here is going to release the stem battery, so I'm going to pull that up over there, and then at the same time kind of remove this battery sort of this battery mount over here. It's hard to do this with one hand but if you have 2 hands, you hold that latch up and then the battery will come out like so. You see there, that's the 7.5 amp hour battery. I'm not sure what cells these use, so let's put the battery back down here like so. and we're gonna lift the latch up like this, and then snap it back in like so. And you want to make sure that this latch comes down and you hear that sort of like clicking sound to make sure it's inside securely. So that's it. So it's really convenient actually if you're a commuter and you kind of want to charge your batteries on the go. You can kind of keep that dock at like your office or something like that, or somebody's house, and just kind of like remove this battery and just charge it on that dock separately. And I also forgot to mention that the V8 comes with two chargers, so you're able to charge both batteries simultaneously. You're not having to like go from one to the other, which is really, really nice. I believe the Turboant also comes with a rear tail light. We're gonna test it out here actually and see if we get a brake light indicator. There we go. It's very, very sort of slight. You can't, I mean, it's good enough for cars to kind of just see sort of like a little bit of a warning light, but not bad. Not bad for a commuter scooter. So yeah, guys, that's sort of the quick overview of the Turboant V8. Now, I didn't include an unboxing because it was really, really easy to install this. Once you take the scooter out of the box, all you really have to do is install this piece right here on the top of the stem. So you would basically secure these 4 screws here and secure these 4 screws over here, and that's basically it. So there's really nothing to it in terms of unboxing, so which is why I didn't include it in this video. Also, one thing I forgot to mention here, there's actually lights over here by the front of the deck, which is really nice actually at night. You don't usually get that. Some of these like commuter scooters, you'll just kind of have like this, you know, the headlight on top, but having indicator lights on the bottom is actually a nice touch. So props to Turboant for adding that into the deck. Anyways, guys, we're here in New York City. It's a nice day. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees out. So let's take the V8 out for a spin. We'll probably stick to the local streets and the bike lanes because this scooter tops out at about like 20 miles an hour. Mode 1 is about 6 miles an hour top speed, and I believe mode 2 is about like 9 or 10 miles top speed. 9 or 10 miles per hour top speed. And then mode 3 is actually tops out at about 20 miles an hour. So let's give this V8 a go and see how it runs. All right, guys, we are out and about on the Turboant V8. Oof. So another thing I forgot to mention, the whoa, okay, the Turboant comes with rear suspension. Well, it's actually kind of located within the deck and it's horizontal, so it's not really like, I guess I would say true suspension, because of the direction of the coils is not, I would say, not in an ideal place. But I do feel some sort of suspension. It feels interesting. If I'm bouncing up and down, I feel the suspension kind of sink in the back, which is pretty good. Now, I don't have a GPS mounted on the bars because I don't have the I have the mount on my other bikes. So I actually have the GPS running in my pocket, so we'll take a look at that later and see what numbers we get. Let's test this thing out on the bike path. We're in mode 3 right now. And I don't know if you guys can see on my screen, but the throttle actually has its own little indicator bar on the right there, which kind of signals like how much throttle you're, I guess, putting into the scooter. See, we're at 17, 18. Nice. All right. Watch out for pedestrians here. Ooh. Oh my gosh. They got to clean up those potholes, man. But yeah. Mode 3 feels good. I think ideally this scooter, I'm gonna say off the bat, is definitely a perfect entry level for anybody looking to purchase a scooter for work commutes or just like overall leisure. It's a nice size. The grips are real comfortable, and the deck is actually pretty grippy. Also, actually, The brakes actually have a indicator bar as well on the left side, which is really cool. It kind of tells you, I guess, how much like power you're generating, you know, by applying the brake. But you have the brake indicator and you have the throttle indicator, which is a really nice touch. It's a nice display too, with this like sort of like diamond shaped display. Really nice. But yeah, guys, other things that I forgot to mention, it is a thumb throttle here. It's pretty responsive. I feel a little bit of dead zone, probably like half an inch or 3/4 of an inch of a dead zone, which isn't too bad. All right, let's see how it does on the curves here. Oh yeah, nice. And if I didn't mention before, this is one of those like kickstart scooters. So in order to get the bike going, you do have to kick or like push the scooter. I think it's about like, I don't know how many feet. I think it's like 3 or 4 feet, I think, to activate it. Never mind. All right, let's boogie. Woo. All right, Turboant, let's see what you got, man. Let's see if we can hit top speed. 18. 18. I have a bunch of equipment in my bag. Oh, I saw 19. I'm going on a slight uphill too. 19. We are in cruise control right now because I have the throttle down. 20. Yeah, there we go, guys. Left side. I want to race this guy. I think this guy has a Segway behind me. He's tailing me right now. So yeah, if you hold the throttle down for, I believe, more than 4 seconds, it does activate cruise control, which you can just kind of like take your finger off of the throttle and just kind of let the scooter do its thing, which is a little bit nice. It can be kind of scary for beginners, but you do get used to it. I remember that was a feature that was on the Go Tracks. So if you want to disengage the cruise control, all you have to do is just hit the throttle. It takes the throttle off, or you could just hit the brake. It's kind of struggling up this hill a little bit at about 16 miles an hour. Woo! Yeah, this is perfect for like an entry-level person. Even if you're not, even if you're like an avid scooter rider and you're kind of looking for something that's really low-key, and something that you don't need to really get fast. Like if you don't really care about getting from point A to point B like super quick, this is definitely a good option for any avid scooter to add to their lineup. If they already have a high-powered one, it's good to have a low-powered one just for certain occasions. All right, so I just checked the GPS. Our top speed was not 20 miles per hour according to the GPS. It was actually 18. So the display is off by like a couple miles an hour. Oh. Ooh. You guys want to experience what it's like riding in the bike lane during rush hour? This is what it's like, man. You even have traffic on the bike lanes, not just on the street. Woo! Battery's holding up pretty well. I mean, I'm not sure what the bar indicators mean in terms of percentages and stuff like that, but I mean, we've traveled a total of over 3 miles, maybe close to 4 miles, and battery holds up pretty well. So if you don't want your scooter to get stolen, I mean, it'll still get stolen, but in this instance, right, if you were to remove the battery from the stem, the scooter actually will not operate on one battery. It has to have both batteries sort of linked in order for the scooter to operate. So, but just a little security hack, because I tried it. I tried to use the throttle and it would not engage. So just know, if you remove this stem battery and you're thinking of just using one battery that's located within the frame, it will not work. Oh no. Whoa guys, let's test out the suspension on here. These grates are e-boarder's worst nightmare. So thank goodness I'm on a scooter. But as an urban commuter so far, the V8 has passed its rugged road test of New York City. Well, it is a nice day though, out here today, especially to be riding a PEV. We're hitting the lower 70s, which is really nice. But anyways, back to the scooter. This motor is pushing a good amount of power. I myself, I weigh about 200 pounds. And this thing is handling me pretty well. Right side. All right, here we go. Left side, bro. Oh, I forgot to mention too. These are equipped with the, I believe these are the honeycomb tires, if I'm not mistaken, but they're the more durable road tires for like rougher terrain. I gotta verify that, but I know when I was sent one for review, they had said that they were gonna give me the the more durable tires. Alright guys, so after riding the Turboant, pretty much most of my work commute, I gotta say, this thing I believe does have the range, especially for someone that's carrying a large load with them, like say their book bag or work gear, stuff like that. I did find myself looking at the battery gauge like constantly, just because I have range anxiety sometimes, like if I'm losing like a couple of bars at a time. But I mean, the battery status never changed. I mean, I do wish that there was like some sort of like voltage like readout, but these are sort of your entry-level scooters. You don't really need that kind of stuff. But overall, I gotta say, this is a very solid scooter. You could still, even though the suspension isn't visible and it's located right here, the suspension is there in the rear, especially when you're rolling over bumps and small little like potholes and stuff like that. But yeah, this thing is definitely can handle city commuting, especially with rough terrain. And in terms of like storage and sort of like portability, this thing is not too big. I would say it's a little bit on the heavy side, running at about 47 pounds. But still, I mean, overall, for the ease of just kind of like use and stuff like that, and you know, even the brakes, even though it's running a single cable brake, it's really solid. So, you know, going over pros and cons. So for pros, I would say so far, I haven't really done a full range test, but I've done about 19-20 miles. So I don't know how much battery is truly left on this, but it still shows 3 bars, and I believe it's out of 6. So we might be running at around like, you know, like 50% battery capacity. So I would say definitely the range would be a pro. I do like the fact that you can disconnect the battery in case you do need to charge it on the go. You do have that little dock that comes with the scooter, and the quick release on the battery is definitely a big plus. I would say for people that are looking to charge at work and stuff like that. And you do get this nice little battery indicator here, you know, with this sort of like curved design, which I think is pretty cool. It's pretty modern. Another pro, I would say, handling of rough roads. I mean, even though this is sort of like your entry-level commuter scooter, it does handle like that rough terrain very well, especially with these sort of street tires. I don't think I actually have the extra durable tires, but with these tires especially, I haven't really experienced any major like, oh shit, like I'm gonna fall or anything like that, like especially hitting some of the more crazier potholes in New York City. But yeah, I would say shock absorption, the way that it feels very durable. You know, who could tell really, like, you know, after like maybe like a year, 2-year use. But so far so good. I mean, in terms of first impressions, especially with today's commute, I couldn't really tell, you know, if it was really like in other words, I couldn't really tell if it was really a bad ride or not. I mean, it was pretty smooth, pretty comfortable. So I would say ride comfort would be a second pro, and the first pro that I mentioned would definitely be the range and the easeability of charging your battery. And going back to point 1, I do like the fact that they do give 2 chargers that come with the scooter. Super convenient, especially, you know, for charging on the go and charging quickly. Big plus. As always, we gotta talk about cons. So one con I would probably mention is it's really kind of like sort of a minor thing, but I'm not too sure if people will really like mode 1 and mode 2. I don't see any reason to kind of switch modes in between 1 and 2. I think 3 is where people will be most comfortable with and sort of favor that in terms of throttle control. The reason I say that is because mode 1 is literally 6 miles an hour, and unless you're really walking the scooter, you know, you're not going to really be using that mode almost at all. The other thing I would say is, even with mode 2, the speed cap on that is at about like 9-10 miles an hour. It would be nice to see that maybe bump up to about like 12 miles an hour. I think that would probably be a little bit more ideal, because I could see that in sort of more like crowded places, or if you're trying just to kind of like weave through, you know, like a crowd or something like that, or if there's like traffic. But mode 3 is really where it's at. So I don't really think the distinction between the modes makes much sense to me, but I don't know, maybe just a suggestion, just to bump up mode 2 to about 12 miles an hour, you know, 14 miles an hour, because mode 3 caps out at about 20. So I just think if there was sort of like a more evenly distributed power level, I think that would make more sense. That's just my opinion. The other thing I would say is kind of a con, but also really more of a suggestion, is for something like this, especially if you're going entry level with any type of scooter, it would be awesome to kind of have like some kind of variable like stem height adjuster, like, you know, especially for like either like shorter riders or taller riders. Like for me, like when I'm standing on this, like it's at a good height, it's like right above my waist. But, you know, some people that are like shorter, or, you know, say like you're getting this for, you know, a shorter kid or something like that, like it's going to be a little bit harder for them to kind of like be over that steering column. So I think maybe if, you know, whether it be Turboant or another manufacturer especially with these entry-level scooters, it'd be nice to have that adjustable stem, just to kind of like target most riders, you know, because we're not all built the same, you know, in terms of height. So I mean, just to kind of have that feature, you know, just even like a locking mechanism feature that you see with like the e-move cruiser or something like that, like that'd be pretty nice. But more of a suggestion, not really more of a con, but you know, it'd be kind of cool to see that with a lot of these entry-level scooters. Anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the review today. I'm going to continue my ride out back home to Staten Island, and I'm going to give this scooter a go. And if you guys like the content today, be sure to comment, maybe even subscribe, even like. And yeah, guys, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Take care, y'all. Peace.